So when you're exposed and you're not sensitized, the body generates antibodies that fight against the protein. And this could lead to stillbirths. This is whereby a woman carries pregnancy, but along the way, or when it's almost time to deliver, the child dies in the womb. So the woman brings forth a dead child, which is really painful. And also it could lead to recurrent fetal loss. So you find that you're able to conceive, but then at a certain stage, the child is, could I say, rejected in the womb. So you find that you're able to conceive, but now the child just comes out. The child is rejected in the body. You conceive the first time, a pregnancy loss, second time, third, on and on and on. So these are in cases that the woman is not sensitized. Well, but at least there's a solution to this. So this brings us to what I've been mentioning as sensitization. So when there is the rhesus incompatibility, a woman is supposed to be sensitized. So how are you sensitized? You are sensitized by being given an injection. So the injection is given at around 28 weeks of pregnancy and within 72 hours after delivery. So the injections are two, one at 28 weeks of pregnancy and within 72 hours after delivery. Well, the injection can also be given if you are experiencing pregnancy complications earlier on in the pregnancy. So the injection by itself is called RH immunoglobulin, RHOD shot. It's called the Rogam shot or anti-D injection. So it just depends on what you prefer to call it, but it's the same thing, the same injection. Injection is given if you are rhesus negative and your antibody screen is negative. So it's given to basically prevent antibody formation in your blood. After the injection, then you are able to carry the pregnancy safely without the complications that come with not being injected. Now, you are able to protect the child from having complications like hemolytic anemia. This is whereby the baby's blood is broken down faster than it is made. So hemolytic anemia, liver failure, heart failure, and jaundice. So, but you find that these conditions are mostly manageable when they are detected fast in the child. So when you don't get the injection, you risk your baby having the hemolytic anemia, heart failure, jaundice, and the liver failure. So in cases of anemia, you will be able to do some blood transfusion to the child. For the heart failure and liver failure, the doctors are able to detect them fast and are able to act on them very fast. So, but it also depends on the severity of these conditions that the child has. So it depends on the severity, and the doctors are able to give and make informed decisions about them. Well, for the jaundice, the bilirubin levels are tested. The baby is able to be put in an incubator and is treated with UV light or what we call the blue light for the jaundice. So the baby, he or she is able to be treated for some time, and then the tests are done to get to know the levels of the bilirubin in the blood. So the higher the levels, the more or the longer he's going to stay in the UV light. So as the levels go decreasing, the child is able to be discharged, and then you are encouraged to bask the child in sunlight. So mostly it's given in a range of 30 minutes to 50 minutes in the sun, under the sun. So mostly the doctors encourage the early morning sun the sun of between around 10 to 11:30, and also in the evening at around 3:30 to 5, that sun of around that time. This is because the sun is not too strong for the child, and it's somehow manageable to the child. So that's the time that is when the sun is most beneficial, because you're going to have longer period with the child under the sun, and in the process you are treating the jaundice. So what's this jaundice? This is the yellowing of the skin of the child, or the eyes of the child. So thank God it's treatable. So that's what happens when you're not sensitized, and you can also be sensitized, but still the child develops jaundice. Okay, so it's really not a matter of when you sensitize, the child will not develop jaundice. No, the baby can also develop jaundice, but now it is safer because it is easily manageable that way. Not to mean that those who are Rhesus positive, those who did not have Rhesus incompatibility, their children did not have jaundice. No, they might have, but it's only that it is more riskier in Rhesus incompatibility. Okay, so that's it for today. At least we know that it is something that can be sorted out. And for the women who are talking about other women not having children, please think of yourself, put yourself in those shoes, because we are fighting women that are able, that really don't have control over what's happening in their bodies. Because let's say that you got exposed to the Rhesus factor, the positive Rhesus factor initially, but you were not aware if your body has already formed the antibodies that are fighting the Rhesus positive protein. So in this instance, you'll find that you were not aware, you even didn't know, but now it has just dawned to you that you already have the Rhesus, you already have the antibodies in your blood. So you might find that you might find that you have these complications of, you get pregnant and then the baby comes off, you get pregnant but now you give birth to dead children, you get pregnant and then maybe you give birth to children with complications like severe jaundice, hemolytic anemia, heart failure, liver failure. So such complications you really did not know. So some of the women did not know what is awaiting them. But now, thank God that there is social media, people can learn from it. There are doctors, very friendly doctors, and the knowledge is all over these things. So please let's not shame women who are struggling with fertility. We really don't know. We cannot really place a finger, we cannot understand unless we are in their shoes. So that's it for today. I hope we've learned a lot, and see you in our next video. I'm welcoming any questions, any contributions. Feel free.